Hey, welcome to the Personal Development Unplugged podcast with me, Paul Clough. And this is an FMQ, a 5-minute quickie podcast, which never lasts 5 minutes. It always goes a little bit longer. But it's a chance for you and I just to muse, to think of a subject, to talk about it for a few minutes, and then spend time thinking, seeing how it would change our life if we maybe developed it a little deeper. And maybe sometimes these 5-minute quickies will go into a longer podcast where we can dive deeper and produce processes, hypnosis processes, NLP processes. Don't worry about the names. They're just processes for making our life and your life absolutely better. Getting rid of anxiety, fear, all those other hang-ups and issues that we have, and have the life we deserve and make dreams come into reality. Quicker, bigger, better than you could ever dream of. But they're the longer podcasts, and this is a 5-minute quickie where we break down the complicated into simple, because in simplicity there's genius, and that's what we do here. So if you want to just think for a little while, see what happens, see what resonates inside you, and when it does, you go change the world.
This is Personal Development Unplugged with Paul Clough.
In simplicity, there is genius.
In simplicity, there is genius.
Hey, my friend, a 5-minute quickie with your mate, Paul Clough. And I'm going to give you a little slap around the head, maybe, metaphorically. Because you know those goals that you have, you know those dreams that you have, I don't think you're intelligent enough to know what you want. I don't think you've got it in you. I don't think you're capable of really knowing what you want. You don't know enough to know what you want. You don't know nothing about all that stuff. Oh, and by the way, nor do I. And by the way, nor does anyone else. So, Cloughy, you're probably thinking, well, what the bloody hell am I supposed to do then if I'm not good enough? Or forget the not good enough. If I'm not capable of thinking what I want, my goals, my dreams and all that stuff, then what? Well, I tell you what, it's a bloody good thing that you're not capable. It's a bloody good thing that I'm not capable, because your unconscious mind knows better. Now, here's my metaphor. You know, you've seen those films with submarines, unless you've been on a submarine, or boats and things like that. They tend to have little radars, and it's like a little circle, and that line goes round, and the normally green. Why are they green? And you go beep, and it spots something. Beep, and it spots something. But they're only really looking maybe a mile, 2 miles. Very small compared to the whole of the ocean. They're missing out millions of percentage of the ocean. They're only focusing on that tiny, tiny bit right where they are. And I think that's what we do when we look at our goals. We look at the thing that we know, and we focus on that little bit. And the thing is, there's more in the world that we don't know, that we could have, and would make our dreams, our goals even bigger, brighter, richer, more satisfying. But how'd you get it, Cloughy, you're going to say? Because I want that now. Well, I'll tell you how. We talk about the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and I believe that's the way forward. And this is only a 5-minute quickie, so I just want you to think about this. If you could imagine, and you can imagine, what it would be like when you think of that goal, what it would be like having got it right now, what would it feel like? And if you doubled that feeling, the things you saw, the things you heard, put it all together, double it and go, this is the best I can feel. That's what you send to your unconscious mind. This feeling, this is what I want. So with every goal, everything we're doing, we look to having the successful completion. Go there, see what you'll see, hear what you'll hear. Feel those feelings. Get a few smells and tastes as well if they're there. And then double that feeling. And then say to your unconscious mind this or something better. Because I believe then your unconscious mind will look outside that little circle and notice everything else in the universe, the world, that matches that feeling. It's like a frequency. And it begins to find it for you. That's why synchronicity suddenly happens, I believe. Why coincidences? Because you get bloody lucky because you're feeling the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and your unconscious mind finds the stuff that matches it. And when we say this or something better, that's a minimum you're going to get. Now that's awesome. And put it that way, we don't want to be able to know the very thing that's going to give us that feeling because we don't know. So why limit ourselves to those goals that we can think? Start off with that, then double the feeling. Double it even more, and then say to your unconscious mind, this or something better. There you go. Have a think about that. Have a think. We'll probably dive into this in the longer podcasts. It's not law of attraction, but is it? For those who believe in the law of attraction, it may be. For those who don't believe in the law of attraction, it isn't. It's biological. So you're going to get it anyway. So have a think. Have a think of the goals you want. Let me know. Feedback at Personal Development Unplugged. That's my email address. Only comes to me. I'm the only bugger here. You get it, or I get it, and it will spur me on to imagine the type of podcast that I can come up with a process that will really get that feeling of the wish fulfilled magnified so well, so good, so rich that you get your goals bigger, brighter, richer, and quicker than you ever thought possible. So let your imagination run wild. Okay, that's it. Email me that stuff, share this stuff, and fly. Bye-bye now.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.